after all these months, what do you think it's going to feel like to play a game against other NBA players who aren't on your team?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, we get to see where we're at going up against competition other than ourselves in practice. I know the guys are looking forward to it. I know it's just a scrimmage, but it's early and we're able to measure where we're at and play with the different lineups and see what's going to work going forward.
We were just talking to Bobby Webster for a few minutes, and we know that both he and Mazai are both in the bubble with you guys. What kind of statement does that make about them and about your organization that you're the only team with 2 senior executives there?
They're really committed, you know, to the organization. I mean, that goes without saying, but committed to what we're doing. You know, they're very active in talking to us and making sure that we're good mentally, or if we need anything, you know, in terms of the movement and going forward, how we're going to get our message out. They've been really active in that and just sitting in practice, talking to the guys and everything. So it's good to see those guys in practice and really interacting with everybody. You know, we've preached that it's a family organization, and you can really tell.
Thanks very much, Norm. Appreciate it.
Next, we got Michael Grange from Sportsnet.
Hi, Norman. You mentioned, you know, the message that you guys are trying to get out, and you know, you've been very forthright in that. How much did it resonate, for example, when you got on the bus to go to Orlando from Naples, and you know, you saw the Black Lives Matter bus and you know, some of the other gestures they've made? Did the players take note? Were they impressed?
Yeah, we're actually really impressed. I mean, right after our first team meeting, you know, we got the shirts and everything made. I mean, they've been really quick to respond with hearing the feedback from the players and being really proactive and making sure, you know, they're behind us every step of the way. I thought the bus was really cool, and the publicity that it got. You know, those are the type of little things that show where we stand. But we're going to continue to take strides and steps forward and really affecting some real change. You know, we have that committee that we formed, and you know, where we're on Zoom calls and they're talking and how we can continue pushing forward and what we can do, you know, to put the message out and try to get some change in the near future.
Just for clarity, when you guys got on that bus, was that the first time you'd seen it? Or
yeah, that was the first time. We honestly didn't even know that they were doing that. I mean, at least I didn't know. I can't speak for everybody else. I know the 3-man committee probably put that together with the rest of the guys, but it was really cool, you know, to walk out of the lobby when they're loading your bag and you see those buses with Black Lives Matter on there. I really like that.
Cool. And one other question, a little bit different direction. People are talking about games without fans and everything like that, but I suspect as a player, some of the most intense basketball you've ever played is in gyms with no fans and no one watching. And maybe just take me into a little bit of that side of basketball culture, that it can get pretty heated. You do not need music and people in there.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, when you have that competitive spirit and that competitive nature, it doesn't matter if you're in front of 20,000 fans or if you're at the rec playing pickup with your friends back home. You know, you're a competitor, you want to win, you know, and you see that even in the practices. You know, we're assimilating gameplay as much as we can, and it gets really competitive. Guys get after it, guys getting upset, you know, not wanting to lose. So I think it's still going to be the same. I think it's going to be a high competitive environment, you know, despite the circumstances. You know, these guys want to go out there and win and compete. You know, we have livelihoods that we need to maintain and people that we need to feed. So I don't think there's going to be no drop off in competition leading up to the seeding games.
I'll squeeze in one more. Is there a summer run that you had growing up that was always the one where the tempers would rise the fastest?
Yeah, growing up when I was in high school and stuff, younger, we had a mini gym in Balboa Park in San Diego where all the guys, college, overseas, even some guys that made it professionally would come back and they would play. And especially me being young, you know, we had to wait our turn a lot. And when we got on the floor, if you lost, that was probably your only game for the day. So it was really competitive trying to beat the older guys and fight with them and stay on the court. And that was the one place growing up where it was always a great competition. And you'd be there for 5, 6, 7 hours playing basketball.
Sounds familiar. I appreciate that, Norm. Thank you.
No problem.
Going to go next to Josh Lewenberg from TSN.
Hey Norm, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for doing this. You mentioned that competitive spirit that you guys all have. It's been a long time since you've competed in a game or scrimmage type atmosphere like you guys will have tomorrow. Do you have to go into it sort of being conscious of easing yourself back in, or is it just sort of one of those things that you let yourself get caught up in it and see what happens and kind of just decide how you're going to manage it from there?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just have to go in full force, just like a regular game, same focus, same approach, you know, and monitor from there. You know, you don't want to go in thinking, oh, I got to take this easy or that light, because then you're not really focused on the game itself and what you need to do, you know, to get yourself to the level that you want to be. So my approach is to go in, you know, all the way in 100%, you know, and then gauge from there how I'm feeling, how my body's moving, what's going on, my conditioning and things like that. And then you start to tailor it that way. But my main focus is to go on in like it's a regular game.
Obviously, Nick has been known as a creative, flexible coach, especially in the way that he manages the rotational lineups, and you guys are known that way as a team. He's been talking a lot about playing with the bigger lineups, and then yesterday he told us he went even bigger than the bigger lineup, using you and Pascal in the backcourt. First of all, what was that like with that lineup, and how much are you looking forward to sort of getting weird a little bit with the lineups and trying some different things?
It was fun. I mean, it was short. It was a little different. It looked kind of funky. I think Kyle made a comment like who's going to be the point guard, and Nick was like, oh, they'll figure it out, you know. So Pascal brought the ball up a couple times. I brought the ball up a couple times, getting them in quicks and pin downs and things like that, having him come off and being the initial creator and attacker. I think it's going to be interesting to see. You know, it's going to be a little weird, you know, to look at. I mean, you see what Denver did yesterday in their lineup. It's going to be fun. You know, I know he's more focused on making sure the players are easing themselves back in and they're ready to go for when the real thing starts. So to give different looks and see what works and see what doesn't, it's going to be fun and kind of interesting.
Thanks, Norm. Appreciate it.
All right, last two questions. First one's going to go to Eric Kareen from The Athletic.
Hey, Norm. Thanks so much for taking the time. I was going to ask you if you watched any of the scrimmages yesterday, but it seems like you saw the Denver game at least. So what did you think of the quality of play? And in general, do you expect these scrimmages to feel like a normal exhibition game, or because you've already played 60-plus games and you've been practicing for 2 weeks, do you expect it to sort of be at a higher level?
I think it's going to be like a little bit in between, you know, guys just getting a feel and flow to the game. I don't think it's going to be at the intensity that it would be if it was, you know, game 62 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's going to be competitive. You know, teams want to, you know, start getting into the flow. You know, you only got 3 exhibition preseason games, you know, until the real thing starts. So I think it's going to be a gradual buildup. And the games that I saw, it was pretty good. You know, you see a little bit of rest there and chemistry. You know, getting everybody back acclimated to each other. But I think as the games go on, you know, it's going to get better and better, and the guys are going to get back their footing and get back to the level that everybody wanted to play at and was playing at.
Appreciate it, Norm. Stay healthy.
Thank you. You too.
And the last question today is going to go to Vivek Jacob from Complex Canada.
Hey, Norm. Thanks for doing this. I saw the Understand the Grind brand put out the Am I Next shirt. I was just wondering, ideally, is the plan to wear them as warm-ups before the game? Have there been any conversations about whether you'll be permitted to do so if you want to?
I know what I did with my brand, Understand the Grind was separate. I know the team is putting together their thing. This was solely for me to, you know, see where I stand, and I wanted to do something since I couldn't put it on the back of my jersey. I know the guys, when I posted it, a lot of the guys on the team reached out about getting them if they can get a t-shirt. So that was separate. I know the team is doing stuff and putting together something as a collective. If you know, the team wants to use what I'm coming out with, I'm totally for it. But that was just something for me, so I can at least have what I want to say out there. I haven't decided on if I want to sell those yet. I have a separate style coming out that I'm going to sell, and then do the same thing that I've been doing, donate those proceeds to another 2 different charities. But yeah, so I know the team's doing something, but that was solely for me, since I couldn't put it on the back of my jersey.
And Norm, looking at everything that's happened in 2020 with, the fight for social justice, the coronavirus, and now all you players being in the bubble together, we all know the NBA is a brotherhood, but how much closer has it brought all of you guys together outside of just the team?
I think it brings everybody together. They have that player lounge, and a lot of guys go up there and they're hanging out and they're talking. And mix from everybody here, all the teams. But I think this year's been a year of change and adapting to what's going on moment by moment, day by day. And it's been a year to really step up and voice your opinion and where you stand and where you want, a society to go moving forward. And I think being here with a collective group that stands together and is unified for one cause, it's amazing to see.
Thank you so much, Norm. Stay safe.
Thank you too.